Welcome to another episode of Diva Court. I'm your host, Marcia Mignot, and with me live is my co-diva.
Cheer.
We are coming to you live because it's nighttime and it's the right time for us to discuss.
You gonna play the old school jams?
The topics. Old school jams coming your way. Why not get your edutainment before you go to bed? That way you can go to bed with a smile and wake up happy. Listeners, we are here for you, but you got to find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
Google, I want some money. I should get some money for that one.
Don't forget to look for our videos every Wednesday when we push them real good. Today we are money green. Millions with an M. Billions with a B. Okay. All right. Speaking of hot topics.
Money. Where them dollars at?
Speaking of hot topics and money, Joel Osteen's church had an incident recently. It's not a good incident, listeners. It is a shooting at the church. Unfortunately, it happened this week, and what happened was an individual with mental health issues decided to bring her 7-year-old son to the Spanish episode of church.
Not the Spanish episode.
It's the Spanish episode.
Oh, okay.
So what's wrong with that? It was the Spanish episode of church. And she shot up the place. You remember last episode we talked about, remember last episode? Hold on, I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay.
We talked about mental health and how important mental health was and how important it was that you shared your mental health history. And you said, not outside, only amongst family.
Correct.
Are you disagreeing now that this incident happened at the church?
It's not the same situation.
What do you mean it's not the same?
Because this is still not, these are two different situations. Can you ask me what is my opinion about the shooting first? And then I'll get into that.
Okay, what's your opinion about the shooting?
What do you expect at a godless church?
Why would you think
it's a
godless church?
Because it's not about, what he preaches about is not about God. It's about prosperity and how to get money.
Wait a minute.
It's a godless church.
Let me just do this, the Kevin
It's
Hart.
a godless church.
Hold on.
Huh?
Do you believe that every church, in order to speak about God's goodness and to speak about the Bible and to speak about doing the right things and to speak about being Christ-like, it has to be what?
I think you need to read a Bible verse.
He does read a Bible verse.
No, he doesn't.
Evidently, you have not watched least
He
one
goes,
episode.
He goes, because and when and so and my father and money something this and all you got to do and plant a seed.
I've
and
never
shake it up.
heard.
That's how he. It's a godless church.
I have never watched an episode where he says anything about money.
Well,
never. And I've watched quite a few.
You must not be watching.
I've watched quite a few.
You don't even watch TV. You fall asleep. I don't even trust you. I don't trust you. You fall asleep. I don't trust you.
I watched his sermons.
I watched his.
And to be honest with you,
he doesn't. Have you heard what he believes when it comes to Christ?
Listen to me. I find that his preachings are more like teachings. And there's nothing wrong with teachings. And then he does a little storytelling associated with his sermons. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's not biblical. It's not Bible-based.
Yes, it is. He always says at the end, hey, listeners, repeat these words.
Find an actual church.
No, he says.
Find an actual church that can give you Bible scriptures.
He
because
says,
I ain't giving you that.
These words. I accept the Lord and Savior. And then find a Bible-based church and start attending.
Because this is not one.
No, because we're all the way in Texas and we're not close.
We hide money in the walls.
You found money in the walls?
We don't let people.
You found money in the walls?
They found money in the walls.
How much money did they find in the wall?
Thousands of dollars.
How do you know he put the money in the wall?
I don't know who put the
You
money
don't have
in.
any evidence of
Also, we don't let people in the church during hurricanes. godless church.
No, the church was
The
leaking.
church was closed.
It had to be closed because it had some
The
floodings.
doors are closed.
He did not want
you
the
think it was
church.
more rain outside or inside the church? I'm just
Well,
saying.
they didn't want you to come in there and then
And
the
destroy
water
the
come
church.
in.
They
And
know-
the water come in.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
That's so biblical.
I like Joel Osteen.
Listen. Wait. There's more water outside of the church. And the people needed to come in the church, but because they didn't want to mess up the church, which is for the people, the temple was for the people. No, you stay outside. How much money are we giving you to pay for this church? We should have, this should be a co-op. Like, I should have some type of equity in this church by now.
Why should I have to open the church?
You got them.
That's
Oh,
going
that's
to
just
be
go-
damaged.
Shareholding 101 with Dana.
I know.
Finances.
I know.
Love it.
There should be some equity in here.
That must be fine ants. ANTS.
No, but that's true. Like, this should be a co-op. Like, I should have some type of ownership in this church. Like,
Why?
I done paid, because I'm paying for these lights to be on. I'm paying for this
How are you
mortgage.
paying that? The $20 you put in the plate?
I'm not paying these churches nothing.
So
I'm not,
where
I'm
are you
not a
getting it?
fool.
From the tax breaks?
No, he's getting it
From
from
the
his
tax breaks.
parishioners. Did I say that right?
Did
You know how I got to look.
check
Did
your
I-
bunnish? Can
did
I
I-
check my
did I say
bunnish?
that?
Can
Did
I
I say
check?
that right?
Can I check the dictionary?
Parishioners. He's getting it from them. A godless church. I'm just saying.
I don't
there's
think
no
you
God
can
in that
say
church.
that. I don't think you can
I
say
can say that.
I like his teachings. I find that
Here's
his
the thing.
teachings are motivational.
The Bible says.
And you know what? It's better
The
than all.
Bible says.
It's better than all of that jumping around, hooping and hollering
Exactly. I know.
and Jesus.
Another godless church.
All of
That's true.
that's not necessary.
That's true.
That's not necessary.
That's true.
So I
Do
don't
you see
mind
that? You know,
the calm.
you know what this Tide Money is paying for? The Botox in his face. Like, he's a weird looking fellow. Like, he looks like he's.
I think he's handsome. Caucasian.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You must never have seen a Caucasian handsome man.
Oh.
Have you not seen Brad Pitt? Have you not seen, what's my boy name on Thor? What's his Thor's name? Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, you think he's handsome?
He's handsome.
His character or him?
No, him by himself.
Oh, okay.
He's handsome. But Joel Osteen, it gives ant.
I thought Superman was handsome.
Superman's handsome.
And you know
Joel
what? I found out
Osteen-
Superman's son works on Good Morning America. I didn't even know that.
He has a son that old?
Yes. And until Robin
happened?
Roberts outed him last week, and they were talking about technology and improvements in technology and
How old is his son?
he looks like he's in his 40s.
Oh, when you're talking about Superman, I'm thinking you talk about called The Last Superman. I'm not talking.
No. I'm talking
know
about the
Reeves. You're
originals.
talking about
yeah,
Reeves.
Reeves.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
he,
son.
I don't know. His face. I mean,
No,
maybe,
he was
maybe
handsome.
back in the day.
When he was young. I mean, everybody looks ugly when they're old. Name somebody.
Angela Bassett is.
You're talking about black
beautiful.
don't crack. Don't count no black woman in that,
Okay.
because there's so many of them across this country that still got it
All
going.
right, so when you say, who?
We were talking about white men,
Okay.
handsome white.
You know who is
men.
George Clooney is a handsome white man.
He certainly is.
Yeah.
I like George Clooney,
Yeah,
and he don't look bad for his age,
yeah.
which is
He's
good.
been looking. He had the same hair color for the last 30.
Nothing wrong with that. Miss
I know.
Clairol works,
I like it.
and she works when you put her in the spots you want her to stay in.
No. He's been salt and pepper the whole time.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah.
He's embracing his
He's been
maturity
embracing it for like 30
and saying,
plus.
"I look good, so
Yeah.
So what?" Speaking about not looking good, there is a woman in Houston, Texas, who, ladies and gentlemen, do not leave your keys in your house and break into your home,
Don't
because
do
that's
it.
a bad idea.
Don't do it.
The Texas law enforcement in Houston decided to show up to the home because a neighbor downstairs called and said he thinks he hears somebody breaking in the apartment upstairs. Well, a female officer shows up with a second female officer, and they decided to turn it into Texas Wild Wild West. They are shooting wildly into this apartment. I mean, one unloads the gun, reinstalls a new clip into the weapon, and shot up again from the outside. And the excuse was, because I call it an excuse, because it was a horrible excuse. I saw silhouettes of someone that approached the door with a gun. Okay, let's unpack that. First of all, we're in Texas. Everybody has one, including the babies.
That's facts.
Okay. Second of all, you're outside. Okay. Third of all, nobody fired any shots at you first.
No.
So when you have law
You didn't
enforcement,
even allow somebody to say, hey, I got a gun.
stop. Put the weapon down. Put your hands up.
Right.
Let me see your hands. Wait, we're not training that anymore?
I don't
It's
think
show
so.
up and shoot up. So I have a problem with that, Texas. These two officers should be fired because that's dangerous. First of all, you don't even know if there's a baby in the house. You don't know if
That's
there's
true.
children in the house. And you just show up and think it's okay. The video is horrific.
It's terrible. It's terrible. You know what? I just don't trust women police officers.
Wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's just something about women police officers that it's like, it's okay. I can speak on this because I am
Because
considered
you're a woman?
aggressive woman.
Oh, okay.
I'm an aggressive woman. So when
What do you call aggressive? Define.
no nonsense,
That's not aggressive.
tell it like a TI is,
That's
will
not
let
aggressive.
you know even if you don't want to know.
That's not aggressive.
Well then what do you call that?
I call aggressive is you come in the room and you want to palm me. You want to put your hands on me. Your words are not off limits.
No, but what I'm saying is
No, aggressive is you've grabbed someone.
no, but there are steps into
There's a difference between
a-
assertive and aggressive.
no,
You might be assertive. You're not a pushover, but I
I
wouldn't
think I'm
call
more.
it.
I think I lean more aggressive than assertive.
I like assertive. I think aggressive is negative.
I don't care. If they know I'm aggressive, they know to chill out.
Oh, so you want to be known
I'm
as
okay with
aggressive.
that. But with that being said, it's like because I know I can come off as an aggressive woman when I approach certain situations that need tact. You know what I'm saying?
You turn it down.
I turn it down.
Okay.
Because you have to de-escalate. I don't show up like, ho, it's time to shoot it up. We gotta shoot the club up. Blah, blah,
Wait,
blah,
if you
blah,
wear a
blah,
uniform,
I don't do that.
if
It's
you
like,
wear
oh,
a uniform, you get
remember-
to.
I know, but that's the point. So with men, you naturally know that men come off assertive aggressive. You just know it. So with men, what happens when they're more so with women, they'll turn it down a little bit. They might be a little bit more assertive. When they're more so with men, they will probably be more aggressive. But with women, it's like, I'm aggressive because I'm here and I'm a woman. Hear me roar. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with
and
you.
And they just come in like.
I think if two male officers showed up, it would have been the same buffoonery because this goes to training of law enforcement officers.
I'm
You
not saying
have
that.
got to be trained that when you're a police officer, you shoot second.
No, that's
You
not-
have to
that's not my
wait on a
argument.
bullet to be fired at
That's
you.
not my argument.
So why do you think it would be? So you're not saying then, hold on. You're not saying it would be different if it were two male officers.
No.
Okay.
I just don't. Women police officers just don't. They rub me the
Do
wrong
you
way.
think they're trying to
if I
prove a
get
point?
Yeah, it's like it's.
I gotta
like,
prove that I'm
I
tough
gotta
enough for
prove
this
that I'm
job.
tough. Like if I'm driving, because this is how you drive on TV. You know how you do this. If I'm driving,
You know
what
you
I'm
don't
saying?
drive like that
You
for real.
don't, but that's how they do on TV. They have you going like this. And we get pulled over by a woman police officer, which I haven't ever really got pulled
So
over.
see, women are not
They're
even
just-
stopping you.
They're just so aggressive. They're so much more aggressive than necessary. Like
I've seen men do that too. I think it's a
feel like
police
it's
officer
easier-
thing.
I
think
I feel like
it's an
easier to finesse.
assertion of my power.
No, I think it's
because the
easier to finesse
badge
a man.
gives me
Nah,
power.
I feel like it's easier to finesse a man. Just be like,
Oh, you just gonna
Oh.
cry?
officer. She become like, I know what you did last summer. And I'm like, bitch, what you want to fight? This ain't what you want, cause now it's like, who you think you are? You think you want to?
Thank God you have not been pulled over.
Oh, please don't get pulled over. I don't want to get pulled over because listen,
'Cause
I'm
you'd
gonna be
be
like, she
shot.
about to kill me.
She is
I'm
going
gonna be
to
calling
shoot
you
you.
like, listen, you about to get this nice
And
little
then
lawsuit.
she's gonna say, "I was in fear for my safety."
Right. I'll be calling you like, you about to get this nice little lawsuit.
She appeared as
Take
if she
care of
was
my
on
kids. They about to take
some
me
drugs.
out. They taking me out. Take care of my kids. Get that money for them.
Look, I think that
I
situation.
just think women are just more
I
aggressive.
don't. I just.
Remember we were watching that video where the woman police officer was just so fired up. She,
I thought she was the one trying to calm the cop down. If we're talking about the same video,
This
there
little
was
black,
one
little
where
skinny black girl.
no, this
No,
one
that's
was a
not
young
the
white woman, and she was trying to
No,
stop
no,
the
no,
cop
no,
from
no,
choking
no, no.
out the inmate
No, no,
after
no,
they
no,
had
no,
had him
no,
in
no,
custody, and he started choking her.
No. I'm talking
That
about.
was a man.
No,
What?
I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about the one where she was just this little skinny black girl, and they came out, and she was like a little chihuahua.
I don't remember that.
I had to pull it up.
Please do.
Anyways.
But the point of the matter is, Houston, we have
We
a
have
problem.
a problem. You should drink to that. You should drink to that. Have you ever seen that movie? Probably not. You probably went to sleep on
Has
it.
that movie
I
ever
don't think
seen?
I-
Has that movie ever seen
It's
me?
possible.
Probably.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie though.
You've never seen Apollo 13?
I was about to say Ocean's 11. I knew it had a number in there. No, I don't think I ever seen Apollo 13. I think back in the day,
Apollo
I
13
never-
is nice.
I never wanted to see scary movies.
That's not a
And
scary
I'm
movie.
not saying that it was. I was scared of
I mean,
I
It's
was
scary going to Mars,
no.
I was
going
scared
to the
of,
moon.
No, with how many things went wrong on that mission.
Oh, well, that's true too.
I
That's
was
true.
scared of
Knowing what was going.
I was scared of dead presidents. Like I was scared
because
of
it's
that movie.
it's spooky, right? Something's dead.
No. It
Hold
was
on, you just scared of presidents that have passed away, and they just show representations of
Yeah.
what they used to be.
no. Like I used
It's
to,
a reminder
I was
of
scared
history.
of Forrest Gump. Like back in the day when there was movies about war and shooting and guns and stuff like that, I used to be scared of stuff like that.
Are you scared of slavery movies?
I'd be like, look at my ancestors.
So you should be afraid.
No, I would
'Cause
look like
you'll-
I will
you'll-
not let you down.
You could repeat history if you're not careful.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Houston.
She didn't watch Glory.
Oh,
I
okay.
did. I saw Denzel with that one tear.
Oh, you had one? I hope Denzel is watching.
You know that Denzel's son might replace Jonathan Majors as Kane,
In
the Marvel MCU.
oh, I'm not happy.
I mean,
I'm not
They
happy.
also looking at John
I don't think that was fair.
Dega.
I don't think what happened to him
I don't
was
think people
fair.
are gonna notice.
They're not gonna know.
Well, if you're wearing a uniform, they're not.
No,
the reason
the
why
one,
they're not gonna notice is because nobody's watching those
listen.
movies anymore.
Woman King. You know the guy who played the guy who played the King in Woman King.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about? John.
Somebody?
The Star Wars movie where he
Boyega.
was.
He's the British guy.
Yeah, they were thinking about when they said, because when I was thinking who they're gonna replace, I was thinking the person who played. He looked
He
similar
played
to
Finn
him.
in Star Wars.
Yeah,
But he said he's not dealing with Disney no more.
that's what he said.
Mm.
That he doesn't want to be pretty much typecast. And
Oh,
you get
that's
stuck
nice.
in those roles.
It's great
I wouldn't say that. I feel like because of what happened in Star Wars, it left a bad taste in his mouth.
Well, when I was reading, it said that he wanted to do more indie films so he can expand his roles as characters to do more character development. Because once you get into the MCU, you're like in there for a while. So
That's
yeah,
nice.
but they messed him up on Star Wars. So
oh, did they?
yeah.
So
They didn't give
that's,
him no money.
that's about
No,
I'm
it
upset.
wasn't about money. It's how there was too many cooks in the kitchen,
Mm.
and the writing that he thought was going to go in one direction went completely different from how he was wanting the story to go.
So what was the story about? I did not see Star Wars.
Initially, the remake of Star Wars was supposed to be him and the white woman. I think her name was Rey, and they're supposed to be a tag team group of rebels trying to explore the galaxy together. And
Like
his
Guardians of the Galaxy, like that.
No, more like a remake of Star Wars all over again, but this time with the black guy and the white
Okay,
woman.
so he was supposed to be like a Han Solo kind of guy.
No, they first teased him as a future Jedi, possibly, and then they kept promising the role like they do Black America, and it never
I'll drink to
came.
that one.
They did him like reparations.
No, you had to
It
drink
was-
on that?
It was a lot of promises and no delivery.
Exactly. That's why they still vote Democrat, 'cause
Look.
with the hope.
Look,
So
hey,
yeah,
keep
in the
hope
final,
alive.
In the final movie,
Keep
he
hope
got,
alive.
They got he might be a Jedi
See?
in the last movie. In the first one, they're like maybe. In the last one, maybe.
Keep hope alive. That's how black people got out of slavery. They kept hope alive. Think about if your ancestors, which you keep bragging about, had given up. Huh? and have that pessimistic
Anytime-
attitude
no,
you
no,
had
no,
and
no,
say,
no,
oh, you
no,
know
no,
what?
no, 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 no,
Nothing's
no, no,
gonna
no, no, no,
change.
no, 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 no,
Why
no, no,
march?
no, no,
Why
no, no, no.
kneel? Why
That's how it
sit?
sound like I'm like a broken CD.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. No, it's two different things.
No, it's
Two
not.
It is. You and these false comparisons. The hope of the Democratic Party, who is spread thin, trying to be the hero for every different demographic ever, is completely different for the hope that you have where it's focused on one goal, which is to get out of slavery. The Democratic Party is focused on 20,000 different goals because they got to please 20,000
So
different
let
people.
me
Two
ask
different
you
things.
a question. I'm glad you said that. How does America look? Is it one color, one sex, one mission?
Everybody else is for
No, it's not.
everybody else is for themselves.
What are you talking about? Everybody else is two parties.
You have no.
This country has two.
That's not what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So when you have a party that you want to talk about that's pleasing everybody, and there's only two, and one is pleasing nobody.
They're pleasing their base.
Because-
They're pleasing their base. So they're pleasing, and their
that's
base
the
is based off
problem.
of their base is built based off of keeping their money in their pockets and not
Listen
giving
to
nobody
me.
nothing.
Their base does not
So there's
make
a
up.
lot of people that's colorblind for so many words.
Oh my God, I'm glad you said
keep
that. Because I
keeping-
posted something recently and I said, anybody who's made the statement ever that I don't see color
That's the difference.
discriminates in black and white.
That's two different, again,
Thank
two
you.
different things. I don't like
Thank you.
I don't see color.
Should I take a bow? If I could stand, I would take a bow.
No, because I don't see color and colorblind in my statement. It's two different things. What I'm saying is there's no color when it says I'm just trying to keep my money in my pocket. I don't want to pay for nobody else's stuff.
Ma'am.
That is something that every selfish person can agree to.
Then there is a color. You want to know?
Green?
You
And we're wearing it.
And we're drinking it
And we're
together.
wearing it.
But that's completely different than I'm looking at somebody, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, this is a nice woman who I don't recognize that she's a color that I'm not.
My
That's two
point
different things.
is this.
That's two different things.
When this country is made up of so many different people with so many different backgrounds, with so many different
cue the
cultures,
violins. Cue the violins.
we have to.
We
have to.
always
Listen
on
to
the
me.
black button. I don't
We
listen.
have to. We have to. We have to.
Now you
I'ma
sound
say it
like the
again.
broken
We
CD.
have to. We have to make sure that we are doing something that there can be the greatest good for the greatest number of people. I understand that you cannot serve many masters, but unfortunately,
that's
there
the makeup
are,
of the Democratic Party.
No, it's the weakness of that party that they
The
don't.
makeup.
No, it's the weakness that
Which
you
is the
don't
makeup.
stand for something
fall-
that that covers everyone and that everyone can be respected in their own place. So, for example, separation of church and state was a wonderful idea. You know why? Because there's too many religions to decide which one you should serve. You want to pick yours. I want to pick mine. Remember, this country was founded and based off of what? I can't hear you. Freedom. What? Freedom? What is that? You mean blacks fought all those years for, could that be freedom? Freedom. Wait.
All I hear is
freedom.
blah, blah, blah.
I know.
Blah,
You know
blah,
why?
blah.
Because social media has taken your brain
So-
and made it mush.
What is the platform of the Democratic
Mush.
Party? What's the platform?
The platform is supposed to be. Let me tell you what it. Let me tell you what it's supposed to be. Let me tell you what it's
No,
supposed to
I
be.
don't. I know what it's supposed to be
Here-
because I've been voting
here-
for that for years. I'm asking
Here's
you.
the problem.
No,
Here's the
no,
problem.
no.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
No, you're not
This
asking
day.
me. You're not asking me.
This is. Oh, yes,
no,
I am.
you telling me.
Oh no, yes, I will.
No, you telling me.
Okay, I
so
am.
go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me.
I will tell you. Now.
Listeners, I'll let her tell me.
Okay.
Please.
I'm
tell
asking
me.
you today.
Mm-hmm.
What is the platform of the Democratic Party? Period. What
Okay.
is it?
So let me tell you what it is.
Not what it was.
Let me tell you what it is.
Not what it could be.
One, let's get immigration reform and seal the borders. We put a bill Oh, could that
One.
be?
Number two.
No, sis.
Number two.
Slow yourself.
I want to go fast.
No.
I want to go fast.
Slow down a little bit. Slow down. Pull over. Pull over.
That too fast. Whoop, whoop.
Pull over. Whoop, whoop. I'm a blue light you while I'm in
if
green.
you're a woman,
let me green
if
light
you're
you.
a woman, I'm going to keep driving.
Look, let me green light you.
If you're a woman, I'm going to keep driving. You might be a little too aggressive.
First of all, immigration reform.
Okay, number two.
Let's pass legislation that allows the children. I said children. I didn't say adults. The children that came to this country.
Like the Dream.
Without the Dream Act.
Okay.
Without any rights whatsoever.
Number two.
Give them an opportunity to get their permanent residency.
Number two.
Especially if they have no criminal charges and they don't have an issue. Second issue is go and fund the student loans. Stop making people have to pay for debts to universities that raise their rates every single year for nothing.
So you said
you
do
can't.
what?
Student loans.
You said
student loan forgiveness. Let's go there. Student loan.
Student loan forgiveness. Okay.
Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. And I don't care if you paid yours
Like
early.
get rid of student loans.
No. The current student loan debt
Get rid
for
of it.
these people, teachers, lawyers, doctors, people who have, given to the community, taught in inner city schools, given back in communities nobody else wants to teach in, makes only $25,000 a year. Law enforcement officers, if they went and got an associate degree or a bachelor's degree and then became a law enforcement officer. Give the people the break. Here's the problem. I don't understand.
Number three.
I don't understand. Hold on, let me stop for a second because I'm
We
going to
got-
No. Open your church, Joel. Let me open my church for a second.
Shut that church. It's pointless. Shut that church. Shut it down.
Let me open my God.
Shut it down.
Listen to me. The people are suffering and the schools are getting richer and richer and richer. And that's because they sold to people of color education. You got to have an education. You need a bachelor's degree to get this job. You need a bachelor's degree to get this job.
A bachelor's degree ain't worth the paper.
And a bachelor's degree is not worth the paper it's written on.
Okay.
Give these people some reform.
Why are we number four?
We got to get housing. We need
housing. No. I'm saying what is their agenda, not what
I
we
said
need.
what their agenda is.
Who said? So Joe Biden's agenda is housing.
I think you need to read what he put on his website.
You said, third of all, we need. No, I want to know.
Let me change it from we need. Their goal, one of their goals is affordable housing. Infrastructure.
It sounds like their platform the year before.
No.
Before,
this sounds. You asked me. Wait. Did you want to hear or you don't want to hear?
I really don't.
Because I know you don't. Because you're scared.
I hear is scared.
You're scared. You're scared.
If you're scared, go to Joel Osteen's
You
church.
can't handle the truth. Okay. She can't handle the truth.
No. What I'm saying is that
you can't handle the truth.
No. What I'm saying is that this platform sounds like last year's platform, the year before platform.
Sister, let me wake you up. You know what, listeners? I'm no longer speaking to the Diva. I'm speaking to the listeners.
You're just not going to talk to me
I'm not going to talk to you no more. Okay. I'm done. This is what we need. People, listen. You have got to support education for these young people because they cannot afford it. When you have universities that say to you, each semester is $30,000. Excuse me? $30,000 for something. When it's costing you $100,000
for a liberal arts
for
degree. Here's your liberal arts degree
for a bachelor's in dance. That's a
maybe you could be a dancer.
Hey, you're gonna have to do a lot of dancing. You're gonna have to go dance at what's the club
called? So you
called?
think you can dance?
No. What's the club?
The strip club.
Stroker.
Hey, Strokers, you're gonna have to dance at what's Magic City? You're gonna have to pick some other
I
places
don't think
to
you
dance.
have to go to school for that. You can
No. You going to pay back for the student loan for that degree you got in dance. You're gonna have to dance in some places without your clothes on. Okay, because that is ridiculous. But I think,
or you could just bypass the middleman and get you an OnlyFans page.
When you have
bypass the middleman.
When you have a party that gets to play a role in how laws are passed and how things are done for the people, and all they want to do is make sure nothing gets passed while it's an election year because the other guy might win. No, he'll get credit. Because all they care about is who gets credit. They don't think it's a bad deal. This bill that they're saying is dead on arrival.
What about the year before that? What about his first year? What about his second year?
Okay.
What about all these other years? Like immigration has been an issue since before Obama.
Since the time of America?
Since
America?
Right. Like before even
Since the
like we don't
inception
even
of
have
the
to
country?
start it with Obama.
Okay.
We can start it with George Bush.
So
It's
so
been a
let me tell
problem.
you. So let me tell you the honest to God's truth about Bush. He actually wanted to do something.
Right.
He wanted to do something,
Amnesty.
but he could not get the support,
Right.
and because of that, it didn't get done.
Right.
So it's not that they don't know how to get it done. It's
Obama
that
did the Dream Act. Obama
He did, and
the
they
Dream
fought him
Act,
on it.
And Biden,
They fought
but
him
we
on it.
got it. Biden just dreamed about it.
well, nothing
In a-
is wrong
a
with
cloud of
dream.
flaws.
Well, he was that. You can't take that away from him. He was vice president when that was put in place.
No,
So he helped with it.
No.
So Here's
no,
the issue.
what I'm saying is Obama's administration, which would include Biden,
That's my point.
implemented the Dream Act. Trump got rid of the Dream Act. Biden did not reinstate the Dream Act. He could have reinstated year one.
Well, you gotta
reinstated
know
year two.
you gotta know your facts though. And here's the
Oh my
problem.
gosh. Y'all
Here's-
got done. So
here's
if he
your
can't
facts.
get the job done, listen
Listen
if
to the
he
facts.
can't get the job done, and if the people are not voting
Well-
in the right
well, here's the
people, then
thing.
you need a more charismatic guy.
If
'cause
I
Biden
come-
ain't selling nothing.
If I come to where you work and I say, I'd like the fuchsia balusha color, you say, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I said, if you was good at your job, you would make sure
well, if you
that
can't,
that
no,
color
no.
was available
If
when I
you
showed
have
up
it
to
as-
this
no
place.
Obama got the Dream Act done. Period. Biden did not. If you
How are you
always-
going to
if
take it
you
away from the man when he was
always-
there?
If you, I'm not taking that away from. When I say Obama administration, I'm including him.
Okay.
But we're now in the Biden administration.
Actually, we gotta make a correction.
Okay. Fact check.
There is a fact check now. I hate when Biden does this because Biden does a really horrible job on advertising what he does. Because he does a lot and he just doesn't say anything.
No, because he thinks if I do something good for you, you're going to read.
No,
he
I
don't
just-
realize
I
if
just
you want to
don't-
hide it from the people, put it in
He's
writing.
not doing it. That's why he don't know what's
Okay,
going
so
on.
let him
He's
fact
not
check
running
you.
his presidency.
Hold on.
He's
He's going to fact
in
check
the corner
you.
sleeping.
Let the producer fact check
He
you.
actually-
He 80.
He-
What
Let the
80-year-old? No.
let
What
the-
80-year-old? No. Let's be honest, y'all. We know 80-year-olds. They not running countries. They
Okay.
own and they
Ma'am,
ruling.
ma'am. Hold
You
on.
want me to tell you the
Fact
news,
check.
or you don't
fact
want me to
check.
tell you the news?
No,
ahead,
no.
fact check.
She's scared for you to fact check
I
her.
know.
The
Fact
fact
check.
checked is on July 16th, 2021. He re-established it as an executive order.
The Dream Act.
Yes.
Okay.
However, a Republican judge named Andrew Hannon ruled that the program was created in violation of the law and was illegally implemented since Obama's era and has effectively canceled the executive order.
Okay. But point taken.
Okay.
Point taken.
So-
with that being said, my thing is this. You're feckless. No matter everything you do, somebody either taking away from you.
No. Somebody. Talk about who? Who the
The
somebody?
Republicans.
Oh, okay.
Right. But
Okay.
if
Okay.
let me say this. If I had to choose, if they were boxers, right? And I had to pick Biden as a boxer against the Republican Party as a boxer, I'm going with the Republicans because Biden, he throw a punch, but he get knocked out.
Now, do you want to hear the
Every
good
time
news?
he do something, they got knocked out.
Do you want to hear the silver lining?
What's the silver
The people that have
She said, "Stop fact checking me after I say all this
No,
foolishness."
I'm just saying, like
I'm just telling
he
you the
can't
silver-
get nothing done.
I'm reading while y'all talking. So
well, keep going.
the official status of the people that are currently dreamers, they've kept their
Grandfathered
status.
in.
Yes, they're grandfathered.
That's what's
in.
up.
No new dreamers.
No new dreamers.
So if you weren't a dreamer,
Only nightmares.
Hey, you better go to
Only
bed.
nightmares.
it's a nightmare from now
Just a
on.
nightmare. But my point is that if you can't do the job because you're not allowed to do the job, you don't know how to whip up the votes, you don't know how to negotiate, you don't know how to scheme, you don't know how to bribe, you don't know how to get stuff done, then you don't need to be in this job.
Okay,
so
so-
we need a
so,
schemer,
first of
a
all-
plotter, a
Listen.
gangster that will tell you
Speaking
if you
speaking of a schemer,
right,
a plotter,
a gangster,
and a gangster.
You sound like a 5-year-old being asked what he want to be when he grow up.
Yes, everything.
I want to be an astronaut, gangster,
Firefighter,
cowboy, dinosaur,
hairdresser,
in space.
doctor.
All I'm saying is that if you don't have what it takes to get the job done,
Listen to me. First of all,
come high water, come hook a crook.
First
if
of
you
all,
can't get the job
I'ma need
done,
you
got to go.
to hook your
Got to
crook
go.
and
Got to-
understand
you
how the
got to
system
go.
works.
Got to- I know how the
Ignorance?
system
No, you
works.
don't. Ignorance is bliss, and you're ignorant to
Oh my
that.
God.
Now let's go to the next topic. Let's go to the next topic. No, let's go to the next topic.
No. Before,
You-
because
you
you
stuck
called
on
me
that.
ignorant. So let
You
me,
stuck on that.
No. Because you called me ignorant.
Okay.
Let me just tell the people how I know how the thing works.
Okay.
I know that you have a Congress. The Congress is made up of two bodies. You have the representatives, the House of Representatives. You have the Senate, the Senate. The Senate.
I can't.
The House of Representatives are
Okay,
the
stop.
direct. Let me finish because
Sentence.
you said I didn't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The House of Representatives are a direct correlation of the population in your state, and it's broken down into the divisions and everything like that. The Senate is the representation of the state. So what happens is that the House of Representatives, they create bills and they pass them over to the Senate. A lot of times you'll get a lot of votes for the House of Representatives because there are a majority of more people, and whoever runs the House of Representatives tends to get the majority of votes to get it passed to the Senate. And a lot of times the Senate's like, we ain't doing this shit. And they cancel it. And then what happens is the middle person, which is the vice president, if there is a tie, will make a decision on who should win. And you know what else? The House of Representatives.
Wait. Slow down.
And
Wait.
the House of Representatives
No. Explain to these listeners. You're not just going to be recklessly talking on Diva Court. What do you say the vice president vote for?
If there's a tie in the Senate,
Uh-huh.
the vice president, she or he, has the ability to break the tie.
Okay.
So they're the president of the Senate. You know who's the president of the House of Representatives? Is the House leader, majority leader. And that person is third in line for the president. So when you say, she don't know what she's talking about, I do know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is, I know that Joe Biden has a Congress that's not supporting him, so that's why he can't get things done. I get that. But what I'm saying is that if you're not clever enough, if you can't get stuff done, if you can't pull somebody to the side and say you better vote for this or I'm killing your family, you need to go. You got to go. I don't trust you. You can't get the job done. You weak.
Did you hear that, Marjorie Taylor Greene? We're coming for your family.
Marjorie.
You
Marjorie, please. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She wearing green. Tailored in green.
But all I'm saying
Marjorie
is,
tailored in
when
green
I
over
speak
here.
on these topics, what I'm saying is that
No.
I watch House of Cards,
No.
and you gotta whip. You know I gotta do a reference. You know I have to do a reference. You gotta whip them votes. If you
Listen to
can't
me.
get them votes, if you are not blackmailing that senator, you not doing your job. If you ain't in control of the deep state,
Please turn your TV.
You not doing your look at the show right here. You not doing your job.
Please stop watching TV.
I like it.
That
You
was
like
a,
it?
I like
that
it.
was
A lot. A lot.
I like it a lot.
That was a segment of civics for you.
102.
Psycho 102.
102.
Psycho
'Cause
102.
we don't
Now
do 101
101.
over here.
102.
We skip to the advanced lesson.
Exactly. So that's all I'm saying.
Psycho.
He don't have what it takes to get the
Psycho
job done
102.
because he 80, old, and
Psycho
drooling.
102.
His hair is gone.
Let me
and
tell you
he
something.
can't string a sentence together.
There is one thing that we're going to agree on. They all too old. Okay? I want some age limits on your judges.
On
Let's
the
start
term
there.
limits.
Let's start
Yeah,
there.
age limits on the
Age
term
limits. Okay, no. If you put an age limit, I don't really care about your term limit because you won't get to that age. Age limits on your judges. Let's start there. You cannot sit in this judicial position
And been through the whole century.
until you
done-
die.
If you seen that cars were not electric when they first came out, you've been in there too long.
You cannot ride your horse and buggy to work.
If you were riding
Okay.
horse and carriage
You
to
cannot.
work,
So, first of all,
do you know?
we starting with judges. Hold on. I'm going to make my point. We're starting with the judges.
Can you?
Then we're gonna go-
No. Can you say that can you tell the people that you have been corrected, that I know?
I have not been corrected. She
Oh
is
my
ignorant of
God,
how it
such a-
works.
She's
Okay.
such a hater. I'm just going to drink for the rest of the show.
Oh my God. You cannot drink for the rest of the show. Listen, I want term limits on my judges. Start there. I'd like term limits on the senators and the House of Representatives and the state Congress. I want everybody in Congress to have an age limit. I would like the president to have an age limit too. I want everything to have an age limit. You understand that? Because other than that, you can't talk about the age of an 80-year-old when you're talking about an almost 80-year-old going in the White House.
Do you see what they were talking about, the hubris of Biden when the Attorney General came out after they did like a doctor's report and was talking about how he can't remember certain things and stuff?
Wait, are you talking about how
I'm not,
Donald Trump is the healthiest person you've ever seen?
Donald Trump is not the president.
Oh, okay.
Donald Trump is not the president. Should
All
he
right.
be running for president?
We're going to move on. Let's talk about the Supreme Court is supposed to be issuing a ruling.
About back.
I can't do no more ignorance. It's late. These people got to get to bed. Donald Trump, Supreme Court is supposed to be hearing whether or not, listeners, Donald Trump can be placed back on the ballot in Colorado. Okay, so they tried to give a little green light as to where they think they're going. I think they have a balancing act, and the balance is going to be this. Do we want the people to be able to vote for whoever they so desire for any particular office?
Or at least to think that they're voting. Unless to think that they're voting
hell
for
up,
somebody.
not. Or do we want the people to be able to still have their vote despite the conduct of the individual? So what are we talking about? Now I know when I heard the legal arguments made by the attorneys for Donald Trump at the Supreme Court, their position was even if he called a hit on his opponent, unless he was impeached by Congress, you can't prosecute him. And I said, clutch my pearls. Excuse me? If you think, listeners, under any circumstances, President Obama could say, Minister Farrakhan, come on up here. Let's take care of business on these people. Power to the people, and do all those things, and say all those things that they wouldn't say he was involved in an insurrection. If President Obama had Minister Farrakhan and everybody from the Nation of Islam jump on the Capitol and climb that joker, it would be worse than Bloody Sunday. You hear me? So anybody out there who thinks that that was not an insurrection because an individual who said, let's go up to the Capitol and take care of business, and was fighting Secret Service to get there to the Capitol to help with the fighting business, and people died, and law enforcement officers that we love so much across this country, those people died. They were traumatized, and their families are traumatized, and they went through hell that day trying to protect individuals, and Vice President Pence was supposed to be hanged, and all that good stuff. If you don't think that that disqualifies somebody, then nobody should be disqualified. When you disbar an attorney, if I like him and I want him to try my case, he should be able to try my case. If I want my senator to have a conviction, a felony conviction, let him have a felony conviction. If I want my realtor to have murdered somebody, he came out after he was convicted of murder, he should be able to be a realtor. What's the connection between murdering somebody and coming out, you paid your debt to society, and being a realtor? Why I can't be a realtor? There are certain professions that they disqualify you for across this country if you have had contacts with certain criminal conduct. I understand that there's another side that's going to say, well, he wasn't convicted. How many indictments do you need to have before you say, I'm sorry, you're not qualified to do a particular job? Now let's talk about the good stuff, because he came out this week, ladies and gentlemen, and said,
are you just gonna?
NATO,
so that's what you're gonna do? That's what you're gonna do?
NATO, you need to
you so disrespectful.
pay your dues. Pay your dues.
You're so
He's asking for protection money from countries. And if Russia said they're going to attack you, guess what? I hope they do attack you unless you're paying your dues. Protection money?
That's what you're going to do?
You want to put somebody on the ballot that's asking foreign countries, right? For protection money.
So that's what you're going to do?
From another country.
So
you're asking allies to pay for protection.
So that's what you're going to do?
So I'm your neighbor. You don't want MS-13 over there?
I'm just going to say.
Y'all going to bring your paychecks?
That's what you're going to do.
Bring your paychecks.
That's what you're going to do?
You didn't pay.
You going to,
okay?
That's what you're doing?
That's a problem for me. You don't qualify, okay? So if she want to vote for somebody who grab them by them,
are you finished? Are you done?
Okay?
Are you finished?
Go right ahead.
Are you finished?
Neither. And now I'm a drink to that.
Wait, I thought she was about to close out the show. We're done. First of all, it's so disrespectful, my peeps. Mm-hmm. It's so disrespectful how this defense attorney, the one that made me change my mindset on life.
No, don't spread that lying ass rumor.
That you didn't make me change my mindset on life?
No, I didn't.
You don't know because it's my opinion, which is my life.
Okay.
Okay.
Your life, your opinion.
First of all, it's disrespectful how she just gonna roll on past and not allow me to speak on this one topic. We can talk about the mafia, which is funny. Next. Here's the thing. It's twofold. All right. Me personally, I'm not voting for Trump I'm not voting for Biden. I think they both are trash, period. So that's my personal opinion. However, if it was so obvious, which I agree, it was egregious, okay? If it was so obvious, why did they not press charges immediately? That's what they should have did. Second, the point is that we're in a primary. You only have two people left. You got Biden and you have Trump.
Oh, so you're just going to discount the woman?
It's not your turn yet.
She just going to discount the woman? She's still in the race, for God's sakes.
Listen.
She's still in the race.
Listen, Nikki Haley Smaley, okay?
She's in the race.
There are a lot. Ross Perot was still in the race.
That's
once
why
upon a time.
I wouldn't take back the fact that I said
Oh
you don't
my
know what you're
gosh.
talking about.
I understand that she's still in the race, but she don't have enough delegates to win the primary. So I do know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so if he's
But
gone, won't there
what
be
you're
two
telling
options?
me is that
It'll be Biden and Nikki.
No, what you're
Actually,
telling me is
I
that
would
the
like to
population.
point out something about Nikki.
What?
She's not gonna win. She lost to.
She lost.
She lost to a write-in
Who?
A write-in.
saying that.
Oh, my word.
saying
In South Carolina?
I think
Not South Carolina yet, right? Not South Carolina.
I thought South Carolina
They
didn't go
haven't
yet.
voted yet.
no. It's one of those states. I don't know if it was Arizona or some
They
weird
said that
state.
she's gonna stop in South Carolina if she doesn't get where she needs
That
to
makes
be.
sense because that's her state.
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm glad he fact checked it. She lost to a write-in. Listen, the people don't want Nikki. The population is voting for who they want, and so far it's been Trump. That's not my choice.
She lost to none of these. In what was it?
Who?
Nevada. She lost to a write-in called None of These.
None of them.
People are psychotic.
So the point. That is just the point.
People are I'm looking for another
it's not
country.
your-
I'm
it's
gonna
not even
make.
your turn yet.
I'm gonna buy an
It's
island.
not your turn.
I'm
It's
buying
not
an
your turn.
island. It's
My
time to
point-
go.
My point
It's
is
time to
this.
go.
My-
With people like her,
Oh my gosh.
I gotta go.
Oh my gosh.
I got to
Oh
go.
my gosh. The point is that
I can't.
You're at the last two.
I can't.
You waited so long. It's such a political move.
I
You
can't.
waited so long to make this happen. You're at the last two. You're at the complete last two. These people don't want Haley. They want Trump. Now, whether or not Trump is going to beat Biden, why are we taking this away from the people? Because that, to me, worst case scenario, if I wanted to vote for X, Y, and Z and they were doing good and the ops didn't like them, so they came up with some charges to say, oh, he blah, blah, blah,
The
blah, blah.
ops.
And he did
Television
not.
again,
And
listeners.
He did not.
Movie
He did
mind
not
over
get
here.
Charged. He did not get in. He did not was not found guilty because you're not guilty until proven guilty in America. This is America.
How about
And
you're
so with that
innocent
being said,
until
if the
proven
ops-
guilty?
If the opposition is going against you and they come up with all this crazy stuff to get you off the ballot, then that becomes a problem.
Why would you
To add
word
to
it?
that-
Why would you word
to
it as
add to
come
that-
up with all this crazy stuff?
To add to that,
Why would you word it like
you
that?
said your piece. It's my
Did
turn.
you not see
To
what
add
he
to
did?
that-
The only
to add
time
to that,
Trump
if Colorado
is
hold
not
on.
shooting himself
If
in the
Colorado
foot is
took-
when he's loading a gun.
If Colorado takes him off the ballot, that just opens up a broader net for every state who don't like Trump to take him off the ballot, to where all we have now is Biden and your democracy is done. So are we here like, are we like, hey, we don't want a democracy because we don't want Trump that bad? Or are we here like, let the people vote for who they want? Because at the end of the day, y'all votes really don't count. It's called the Electoral College, but that's another thing. But anyways, all I'm saying is that once one state is like, we don't want them, take them off the ballot, then every other state can do the same thing. And then Colorado decides whether or not Biden is the president. And that's not fair to the people, period.
So listen to me. You know
Point
what's
blank.
not fair to the people?
Do we have any comments on that?
The fact that
Comments on what exactly?
anything.
on her crazy. He said no. Cray Cray
Do we have
102.
any comments on anything?
Cray Cray 102 is what they're saying.
The
My
Electoral
point.
College is unfair, but
My
College is unfair. Okay.
college is unfair.
both colleges are unfair.
Do we have any comments on that?
Yeah,
College
college
is
is unfair.
Go ahead.
That's your comment. Here's the problem. The problem is you either have standards or you don't. And if you have standards,
We didn't have standards when he was grabbing him
no,
by
ma'am,
the pussy.
ma'am, we had
We
them
didn't
then.
have standards
We
then.
had them then.
No, we did not, because he still
We
became
had them-
president after he was.
That's my point.
All right, so
That's my
this is
point.
America.
Is because you
when you
are.
can grab him by the pussy
you
and
are
be the president.
If
It's
you-
America.
Do you think a black man could do that?
The black man ain't running for president.
I asked
He has
you
to
a
be
question.
beyond a reproach.
This is America. It answered the question itself.
Right. This is America. This is America. The USA.
Is that a no?
The
And a no?
USA. This
A
is
no.
America.
That is a no.
Get it together.
Obama got ragged for wearing a tan suit.
Right.
A tan
He better step his
suit.
game up.
A tan
He better
suit.
step his
And
game
you
up. Why you wearing a
have
tan suit? You not going
someone
to a picnic? You don't wear linens. You don't wear your slide-ins. What you think this is?
That is engaging in some of the most egregious, disrespectful, unlawful conduct.
Why are you acting like you don't know what white privilege is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Get it
'cause-
together.
'cause
Like, what we doing?
Obama's
missed
clothing was a fashion crime, and that could be
That's
punished by
right. And that can be held
by
against
life.
you in a court of law.
By
Yeah.
life. You're right.
That can be held against you in a
I
court of law.
stand corrected on that. You're correct.
Right.
There's two sticks. Speaking of two sticks and measuring black people different from white people, Monique was on the Shay Shay show.
Shay.
And Monique had some very good points. You may disagree with her presentation of her points,
I like
but
her points.
facts are facts. And she laid down some facts that she was being measured by a different stick and a different standard, despite the fact that she had a resume equivalent of a white female. And that when the Netflix argument came out and her disagreement about why are you underpaying me and not want to value my expertise and my experience and my knowledge and my resume, just like you valuing the white female comedians' value and resume and experience, everybody got mad, including her own people. What's your take on the Shay Shay look for Monique?
My take is like it's sad.
It really is.
It's just sad.
It
It's
really
sad. And those who say shut up and keep it moving, it's given like
approval.
not a I was gonna go more, so I was going back to the ancestors where you had have you had the overseer and the overseer assistant? The gatekeepers of the black entertainment industry are the overseers' assistants. Shut up and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You're not gonna take my spot. So do what you're supposed to do.
You should be happy with what you have.
Right.
Why should you be valued the same as anybody else with
Right.
the same resume?
And it is I love how Viola Davis spoke up when Taraji talked about it. But Monique, when she had this discussion about a decade ago, Taraji told her, just keep on putting the work because your time is going to come. And she said, my time is now, honey. Like, we're going to be old we're going to be old and forgotten about. She even mentioned that there was this one lady who was the first black writer on SNL and might have been one of the first writers on SNL. They gave her a assistant producer credit and paid her $5 with a Coke. And she never got credit for being a writer on the show. So Monique said, I'm here to make sure she's not forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
so
what's up.
she spoke truth to power. It just makes you look at Oprah in a whole different light. It's starting to reveal like all of these people, all that little circle of people, your TD Jakes, your Oprahs, your Steve Harveys, all of this circle of people. I love what Tyler Perry has done, but even in that essence of when she got a tape saying that Tyler Perry did what he did on purpose to her, like it made me think of you. Like Tyler Perry's in Atlanta.
Me?
Yeah, Tyler Perry is in a.
Don't bring me in that mess.
He could be served in Atlanta. He could be served in Atlanta.
Don't
She
you
need
dare
a good attorney because Shay Shay was
drag
like,
me in that mess.
Shay Shay was like, if you have all this information, why you just don't let the lawyers? And she was like, I don't need to get into it with the law. I'm just gonna speak about it until I get compensated for my loss. And I was like, and she said, and once an apology is given and I'm compensated for the money that I lost from losing all these jobs, we can move on. I'm good.
But I thought Tyler Perry had apologized to her.
No, that was Lee Daniels.
Okay.
It was Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels was on record saying he apologized to her, and pretty much he was being held by the gatekeepers. He said at the time he didn't have the money to do it. She was offered the role of Cookie on Empire, and then was told that she couldn't do it. Monique couldn't be Cookie, and she said, "I give Taraji all the credit because she killed the role.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
killed the
taking,
role.
I'm not taking that away from her.
Yep.
But I was offered the role first. She said she was offered the role in The Butler first. She was offered that role in The Butler, and she was offered another role where she was supposed to play someone's grandmother or something. And all of those roles that Lee Daniels was the producer, Oprah would call and be like, "Nope, I want that role," and she would fund the movie so that she could bypass Monique.
That sounds like.
And
an
she
Oprah
was
move.
like,
If
sounds-
I have that kind
she
of money,
said, but
this
this
movie's
is
mine.
She said, but this is
That is my movie, thank you
She
very
said
much.
that
And
this
I can
is-
afford to write you out of it.
right. She said, this is my opinion about what happened. Now, if the opinion is different, then let's have this conversation. That's what she said. I feel like all of these things.
So wait. She thinks she can get on Oprah's show or have a sit down with Oprah.
No. She don't want to. She like, I guess, in a neutral territory, or maybe like they have a private conversation. But no, when she had the Precious thing and she won the Oscar, Monique is disconnected from her family because she was dealing with child molestation. Her brother molested her. I guess her parents were not as supportive. Like she didn't have the best childhood to where she had to disassociate with her family. And Oprah called her and said, "Hey, your brother called me and he wanted to come on the show to talk about the child molestation. He said he changed, and she, I want to know if you want to come on." And she was like, "I don't want nothing to do with it, but if you're saying that he said he changed and everything, and he wants to tell people these are the signs to look out for, I'm good with it, but I don't want to be on the show and I don't want to be a part of it at all." And so she brought the brother instead of bringing the brother on, she brought the brother on and the mama. And she had a private conversation with Oprah telling her that, you know what I'm saying, her and her mom are at odds. And if she would have ever told her that her mom was going to come on the show, she would have told her to shut it down. She does not want her mom.
Okay, so she approved it because she thought the brother was
brother.
gonna come clean about these are the signs. It was gonna help prospective victims.
Right.
Like if you tell the prospective victims what to look for, then you can help other people not get victimized
Right.
like I
And
was
she
victimized.
okay with that.
But
The
she got a
mama-
surprise because
'cause the-
Oprah brought the mom on
Right.
and never shared that the mother was gonna come on.
Right. And
Now, what if Oprah didn't know the mother was gonna come, and when the son came, the son showed up with the mother?
I think they contacted the mom and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's my biggest concern. I'm thinking like a diva. The court side of me is coming out instead of the diva side, and I'm going, well, what if? Because sometimes you'll invite somebody to something.
But if
I
I
invite
tell
you to somewhere, and you show up with someone, and you didn't tell me that person was coming.
But if I tell you all, like they were good friends, and I tell you all the things that me and my mom have issues with, and I do not mess with my mother, you call me about my brother, when the mother comes to the show, you
would have shut it down.
You would shut it down, or you would say,
you would have said,
or
I
you would've
can't.
gave me
This
a
is not
call.
what we.
Right. You would have gave me a call, or you
I
would
would
not
not
allow
necessarily
her-
call you, but if I'm set up to
Yeah,
film,
you would just not allow her.
then
to
I
get
would
on
say,
stage.
no, this is
Now,
not what
why
we
would I
bargained for.
shut down good content?
That is true.
But no, because Oprah said, if you don't want him to come, I would shut it down for you. So she said that she would shut it down.
But she didn't say nothing about the mama.
Yeah, you didn't say shut down my mama now.
But she never told me about the mama.
Well, you got to tell me everything. You can't just
But
say
I'm pretty sure
shut my brother
she told
down.
her about the mama in the past. And what she said is that she knows her mom would have came off looking horrible. Like, I guess her brother was looking bad, but her mom would have. So maybe it was like, I told my mom and she didn't do anything about it. And she just didn't want her mom to have that exposure. She was getting her Oscar. She was in this high moment of her life where she was getting her Oscar, and Oprah brings this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm riding on a high.
Yeah, I don't want to drag down.
And instead of me celebrating this high, you want to bring up that I was molested, and you want to bring my mama, who I had a bad relationship with, after I did this movie for you, and y'all mad because I didn't promote it overseas, which was not in my contract
Right.
to do. Like, why would you do that to me? Like, why as a just a
person, a human
person,
being.
why would you do that to me? Why I'm on this high of just winning an Oscar? Like, my whole life is
So
about to
she thinks it
change.
was a dig?
She thinks it, yeah.
Okay.
She thinks it was a dig because she didn't want to do the promo without. She didn't, even if she was gonna get paid. She just was like, I'm tired. I just want to be with my family.
I don't want to.
She was struggling. Like the first son that she had, she was working so hard to make sure he had everything that she wasn't even able to be the mom that he needed. So now she was working on her second set of kids, and she just didn't want to be the same person. So she wanted to just take her little 2-week break, and then she was gonna go back to doing her show. And so she was just like, I can't do it.
I mean, I agree with her. I saw a portion of the interview, and I agree with her when she made the statement about just people of color not being measured with the same stick, and that even if you measure yourself less, why would you be upset with her if she measured herself more? And I agree with her as it pertains to those statements. I just think that the problem is we've been so mentally conditioned. You know, you'll hear people say that about attorneys. It's like, oh, I'm just going to go out and get me a white attorney because getting a black one is, you know,
It's the same
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
air.
win.
It's to the point where a white man can crash a plane all he wants and no one's gonna blink an eye.
Right.
But one moment a black man does it.
It's like, he was drunk.
No, they say that black men aren't qualified to fly
Shouldn't
planes.
fly.
They shouldn't have flown that plane.
Well, here's the other thing. What you're saying is true, because even in the hair business, and this is the funniest thing. As a hairstylist, you know, I work in a majority white salon, so I have to be able to do their hair, and I do, you know, people who are of my race hair. You know what I'm saying? So I do all textures of hair. They call, our people call. I'm pretty sure you already looking at the website. You already see who's here.
Right.
I'm the
You see
only
the
one there.
pictures.
Only one there, right? You see the pictures, but you choose to be with somebody else. And guess what? You sit in their chair.
And they coming to me for advice.
Not even coming to me for advice. They're arrogant. They're not going to come to me for advice. But I see them sitting there, and just with the amount of lack of pull on the straight and their eyes are looking at me like, come help me.
No.
And I'm looking at them like, no,
not gonna rescue you.
I'm not going to save you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to save you.
You signed up for that.
That's what you signed up for.
So good luck to you.
Because I mean, I even know this to be fact, because you think, oh, I'm going to get my hair cut and they're going to do this excellent amazing. No, sweetie.
Yeah. Well, you need expertise.
You need expertise.
Yeah.
But when you see that we're all in here, and like, I know stylists. There was a stylist. Guy had a tight fade. She don't play. She do not play. She saw that the fade, like very short, and he wanted his hair to be like 3 levels higher than what it is. That's just slapping some color on his hair, period. Making sure, you know, that it lifts and you're using the right formula. Any toddler could do it. She said, I'm not doing this.
Is your toddlers
She said, I'm not
home doing
this.
hair?
She said, I'm not doing this. And they came to me like, can you do? I got you. That was the quickest $95 I made. But I say all that to say, at least she consistent. Like, I'm not playing with y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You picked me, but you shouldn't have.
You shouldn't pick me.
But that's honest.
Right.
I mean, that's
that
honest.
makes more
Selling
sense.
The person
It's the
I
ones
can't.
that be like, and they be looking like they be trying to do a good job. And I be like, oh my gosh. And their hair be looking
Fake it
trash.
till you make it.
They don't come back.
Okay.
They don't come back.
So ask NATO how they gonna pay this hush money, this protection.
Nah, it ain't
money.
hush money. It's it's don't get your country burned up money.
Listeners, Donald Trump has asked. He said that he was contacted. Let me use his words. He was contacted by certain leaders of some countries, and they said, if Russia tries to attack us, will you protect us? And he said, no, not if you're not paying your money.
You gotta pay your dues.
You got to pay your dues. Because in his head, NATO is part of you pay protection money, right? Protection money. You
But
remember I used to have to pay protection money?
Is there some truth in the fact that you do have to pay NATO money to be in this organization? Is there truth in that?
What are you talking about?
I'm
Are you
asking
saying like are there dues for
right
NATO?
there to be in the NATO organization? Aren't you supposed to pay a certain amount of money?
Every country pays a decent amount.
A certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Right.
So are these countries paying
Yeah.
paying?
Yeah.
So
Everybody's
so
paying.
they're paying. What's the
No.
problem?
If he says
It goes to the NATO fund, by the way. Don't go to America.
No, I understand that. I know y'all think I'm ignorant. So
Oh, we do?
that's what y'all think. I'm not offended
No,
about it because
I do this for
it's-
the audience because the audience don't know.
Oh, okay.
Not only that.
I understand that it goes to NATO.
No,
Well,
but
I
my-
know
my
that it's
point-
made up by a group of countries that pay.
So let me ask you a question. Whether you knew how it was made up or not, let's just go to a basic old common ground 3rd grade elementary school level. Does it sound like something a president should be saying? If you don't pay for, you're talking about an ally. You understand? Remember, you go to war, I'm going to war with you. So let's put it in a neighborhood perspective. You and I are neighbors in our neighborhood, right? And I say, okay, if you come for that house, you got to come for this house.
Y'all, you gonna hate my answer. Go ahead.
Okay?
I already got it.
My point is this. A president, a presidential candidate saying to an ally, a country who would say to the United States, hey, guess what? If something pops off, you can use our land. You can use our, matter of fact, you got a base right there. We know it'll be easier access for you to set up here. We're not going to charge you rent for this land you're going to use, right? You could just come on over here and let's get rid of these people because we got to have checks and balances out here as it pertains to foreign policy. And we want to make sure they know that allies are going to get together and we're going to make sure you don't wreak havoc. And this man literally says, not only am I not coming for you, they can do whatever the poop they want to do to you.
So here's my did you see 9/11, Fahrenheit 9/11?
Yes, I did.
Okay. This is going to be funny. So, you know how when Bush, so Michael Moore does this movie and he was
It's
like,
a documentary.
it's documentary.
It ain't a movie.
It was a documentary, but it was giving movie vibes too, though.
Because you love a movie. And if
But
somebody puts a
this
film on, it's a
documentary-
movie.
I mean, because I don't know how based this is it. Everything wasn't based in truth. Some of it was just to be funny. But Michael Moore was like, Bush went to go fight in Iraq and he called up his NATO allies and a lot of them turned him down. But certain countries gave him a couple of things. So they started showing like the things like that the countries were giving him. And then he was like, and this country sent monkeys. You remember that?
No.
It was like, and this country sent monkeys, so the monkeys started running.
I do not remember.
So I say all that to say,
You gonna send some monkeys?
I'm
Is that
saying
what you
that
gonna
as
say?
to say.
I'm president. I'm gonna send you some monkeys. That's what you
but I
get.
say all that to say that just because you're part of NATO doesn't mean that those countries are gonna have your back.
Well,
Because
you got to
when-
remember.
when because they were, and the reason why I say that is because Michael Moore's point was that this war was in his mind, this war was pointless. In a lot of our minds, the Iraq war was like, what are we doing? So a lot of the people in NATO who, if I go to war, you go to war, they did not join this fight. It was maybe a couple of countries, but not all of the countries.
So here's what
And
we're not getting to. Here's what we're not getting to. If I know more about your intelligence and I know that your intelligence is wrong and I know that you're about to do something politically in a country that I say that's just going to destabilize that region and I don't want to be a part of it because I know they know. They're the United States. They have the CIA. They have the money. They have the knowledge. They know that.
Okay.
This is really about oil.
So you don't have to join in.
This is really about oil.
Right.
You're about to start a war that you know is not about,
You don't have to join.
I'm not coming over there. And
Right.
if I let you can use the land if you want to. I'm not saying you can't use the land, but what I'm saying to you is
I'm not sending my soldiers.
I'm not sending my
Well,
soldiers.
that's my point.
First thing,
That's my point.
I mean, I know I'm simplifying it, but the issue is it's hard to say to someone,
It's like,
help
y'all
me
not-
do this. Help. It's like you saying, let's go over there and rob the neighbor's house. And I'm like, no, we would go over there if we thought somebody needed help. If we think that the neighbor's husband is beating her and we want to stop a domestic violence situation, yeah, let's go on in there
My
and stop
point-
it. But if you say, I heard he got a gold watch and I want to go in there and act like we're trying to protect the wife from him.
I think it's more like Dana set my house on fire, and she live in DeKalb County, so I'm about to blow up all of DeKalb County.
what I'm saying
And
is
I say, no, let's stay focused on Dana's
neither
house.
one of y'all-
And you say, no, I want to blow up all
neither
the
one of
captains.
y'all got my point. What I'm saying is you can pick and choose what wars you want to participate in with NATO. And if you think the intelligence is not up to par and you decide you don't want to be part, you have no obligation to be part of it. And I'm not saying it's right, I'm just giving an argument. If Trump says your dues have not been paid, I'm not supporting you because you ain't paid your dues. The library bill is owed.
You know what?
In fact, America doesn't even pay that much in comparison to how much it makes. It only pays 16%.
But they paid the most.
But
to
here's
NATO.
the
No,
problem.
they don't.
They don't. Who do? Do the math. Do the
Both-
research.
Both Germany and America pay the exact same amount.
Okay. And Germany and America. So it's not like Trump's telling Germany, I'm not coming to help you.
But you
He's telling those other countries. He's telling like
Yeah,
weak
but-
ass
but
friends.
no. What you don't
Tell, like-
understand is Germany don't make as much money as America do. And they're
They
paying
make
the
those
same.
German cars. They make them Benzes. They making money.
No,
Listen to me.
they do
They
not
make
have
them
the,
Benzes.
Have you seen America's GDP?
No, she's
Did you-
never
what'd you
been.
Do they have a Beyonce?
She's never been.
Do
She's
they
never
have a
been.
Taylor Swift?
Have I been where? Have I been where?
When's the
Where's your
last-
German artist?
When's
I
the
would,
last?
first of all, why
What's
would
your
I
German
go
artist?
to the Nazis' homeland? What I look like? I'm already out of America. Why would I go to the Nazis' homeland?
okay,
I'm not
okay.
gonna do that. I'm not
So-
supporting their economy. I don't care if they're not Nazi no more in or not.
Okay, so should they stop putting their money in your beneficial pot?
So when's the last
what
time?
beneficial pot?
Should I pull my money out of the pot, out of the NATO pot, since you won't come visit my country?
That's what they want to do. That's between them and what's best for
Last time
them.
I checked, America makes way more than Germany could ever dream of,
No, listen to me.
and they're not paying
We are. You know what? I am going to say this.
What are
It
you gonna
is
say?
sad day in this United States when the scholars have passed away and they have not left anybody behind. It is lonely out here when you're an analytical thinker and you think futuristic instead of thinking, wait, how's that gonna work?
You thinking the same old with your same Democratic talking points, thinking hope and prayers and wishing wells, and nothing has changed.
Okay. Well, I'll trade for your party because I've seen them in power.
I don't have a
before.
party. That's the difference.
I've seen them in power before.
And
I
I
understand. If you have two options, because you have not created a third party, maybe you should create a
my
third
option
party.
is this.
Is to do nothing and wait on the bomb to hit your house.
The bomb's coming regardless.
Oh, okay.
It's written in the Bible.
Doomsday
in the
prophet.
Bible.
Doomsday prophet over here. I'm gonna close the
In
show
the
on her
Bible.
doomsday.
Did we get any
prophet.
comments?
We got some. We got some. We say cray cray
What-
diva
no.
over
Let's
there.
read the comments. We
needs
gotta read
to
the
be-
comments
We
for the
ain't reading no
people.
comments for nobody.
Go ahead. What they say?
They said Dana's crazy and close the
They-
show.
They must agree
So,
with me since he's
as
not
we
reading them.
say here on Diva
We don't want to
Court,
hear the comments?
girl, we're not reading the comments.
Why
We are
you wanna hear
closing the
comments?
show. The
All
people
right,
need to
you're
go
gonna
to
get
bed.
one comment.
Watch you read the
Oh,
worst one.
Father.
Nice color.
And on that note, what we gonna do?
We got to drink to that. All right, listeners, find us every week on
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
Apple,
and Google Podcasts.
Google us.
Find us every Wednesday on YouTube when we push out the colors and the nice ones too. As we say here on Diva Court every week when we close, we'll drink to that. Look, you don't have me drinking all that.
We were supposed to be like,
I can't
We'll
take
drink
all
to
this
that.
buffoonery. We'll drink to that.
we'll drink to that.
I'm sorry, that's the weak voice you said you were
I
going to
know,
use. I'm
weird.
not using a weak voice. I can't.
Listen, I'm gonna start speaking like this because when you speak like this, people hear you.
Except for the female cops that's going to shoot up
know.
your place.
I know. I bet you if you already are winning cases, if you speak like this, I bet you the judge will give you all the cases.
I don't think so.
The judge will give you all the
You
cases.
say, if you don't stop that, we're going to hold you in contempt. Would you
Your
like to do
Honor,
20 days in
he was like,
custody?
Your Honor, I'm just here to represent my client vigorously with all
Ma'am?
due diligence.
I think you got lost this morning. The 800 number warehouse is
I
next
think,
door.
Your Honor, he's gonna be like,
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Please don't tear up the chair in the studio. Look, Moo. Moo, I can't with you. We got to drink to that.